what was it? Wednesday. Was it Wednesday, Nick?
Yeah, yes, that was
I
Wednesday.
went to go see Ready Player One.
Not together, because we're like
right,
200 miles
but
away.
like I got out of the movie, and then Nick texted, "Hey, Ready Player One's pretty solid."
Pretty good.
I'm like, "I just got out of the movie." He's like, "So did I." So we virtually attended the movie together.
Did you go alone?
I did.
Me too. So yeah, it was like we were together.
We went
apart.
together.
Yeah.
Yep. So I knew no one else was gonna go before I was out of the theaters, and so I had an opportunity, so I went.
It's like my friends have jobs and wives; they're not going to want to go. So I want to take my nephews. I think they'll really dig it, even though they won't get any of the pop culture stuff, which is heavy, but not as heavy as I thought. Because when I started the book, I was kind of like
Throwing in references for reference sake.
Yeah, and it was like that was the most important thing in the world. Like, was having this weird Wikipedia type knowledge of the minutia of pop culture. Like, I was reading more about it because I didn't finish the book, but apparently there's no Shining scene in the book. Instead, it's war games, and they have to recite a scene like line for line or something.
Yeah,
that would have bothered me.
I loved that Shining scene though in the movie.
I liked it too.
That was
and
so well done.
People were pissed about it. They were like, "That's not The Shining." I was like, "Well, that was kind of the point. Was like he was changing it. It was a red herring." We're ruining everything, by the way. Total spoilers. So
that's terrible.
you should put one of those little boxes in the corner.
Spoiler box.
Yeah, and then be like, skip ahead to fucking whatever if you didn't see it.
I should figure that out. Give me because I'm the kind of person that will not read about anything until it's like I'm able to see
You'll
it.
like it. Go see it.
What's it? What is it? It's like a sci-fi movie?
It's in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Chris will give it better.
Does Spielberg direct it?
Yeah, he did.
He does.
And Spielberg, I was reading, Spielberg's a big nerd. He
Yeah.
apparently loves anime and video games. So he did a good job. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be. I went in with the expectation like, I'll probably walk out of this movie like 3 stars. It was fun, but when I got out, I was like pretty jazzed. I was like, that was
awesome.
Fun as shit. I liked it a lot.
Is it CG heavy?
It's all CG basically.
Okay.
I mean, there's scenes in the real world, but
world.
that's maybe 20%, if that, of the movie.
And it is the future. It's 2045, so they got a CG in the futuristic stuff that they have, but it's kind of on its way to be like a Blade Runner-ish type future, but not quite there yet. But basically, it's about like a Generation X gamer geek guy. Like, well, basically, I guess the character was born the same year as me. Developed this online virtual world game, and when he died, he left stuff inside. So picture like a huge Second Life crossed with World of Warcraft kind of virtual thing that everybody.
It's
is
like
in, not
every
just
game
gamers
ever combined into an MMO that you virtually live in.
They basically link everything together, and it's all in this one big hub, and your avatars can be based on whatever. And so this guy who was...
This is like real anime-y video game story bullshit too, right? Like,
it's real nerd heavy. Like, it's totally...
He was really into what he
all that.
grew up with, which is 80s stuff, a little bit of 70s, 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, 70s, 80s,
and,
early 90s pop culture are the whole texture of the world.
So before he died, he hid keys that need to be found, and whoever found the 3 keys basically inherits the world, and plus, what was it, his shares of the Oasis.
His shares in the company.
So you become stinking rich, and you own
like
most
$1 trillion.
of the game.
Yeah.
So, and so many years go by, and no one's found any of these keys. And then this kind of scrappy kid, nerdy kid, ends up finding one of them, and then that sets off this whole series of events. And there's this mega corporation that is also after the keys. And
is it like an action movie? Would you say?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's a straight up action movie, and the action sequences are awesome. As soon the first race scene, I was like, I'm gonna like this movie. This is pretty good.
Nice, cool. All right,
yeah, and
you'll like it.
Just it's major fun, and if you're going into it expecting it to be like the modern day Catcher in the Rye or something. It's
No,
not that.
it is not
And
that.
I think all the criticism is coming from that because this is just.
Why? The
it's-
book wasn't written very strongly. Like
Right.
what Ernest Cline does not have a like Hemingway
he's-
in command of
exactly.
the
He's
English
not this literary
language.
giant.
He's not
How old
even
is the book?
Stephen King command
little
of the
less than
English
10
language.
years.
Oh, okay.
It's like 7 years old.
Okay.
But the ideas in it, it's like what I liked about the book is I knew it wasn't, this literary giant, but it was inspiring in that I could have written that. Like,
Yeah.
there's no crazy wordsmithery. Like, wow, like how, like what's with this guy's brain? Like, how do you even think of that? I know exactly how he thought of that. It came out of my brain. And if this guy can write this book and have it become this bestseller and then get the attention of Steven fucking Spielberg and turn it into a movie based on your like fan fiction, like that's every nerd's dream. And so it's inspiring that's possible. Like, you don't have to be this freak super brain to get something like that done. Like, it's just the every geek that did
I wonder if
something that
everybody's
caught
frozen
the
or if it's
attention
just me.
of the world, basically. That's what I like about it. And the movie
Yeah.
is basically the same thing. There's some quick nitpick problems that I had with it. Like, if you've ever played like an MMO or whatever, everybody is named after the cool thing. Like in Phantasy Star Online, everybody was friggin' Sephiroth. And
Oh yeah,
like,
11 too. They were like Sephiroth X,
Yeah.
Sephiroth 6-9.
In
Yeah.
this, there's only one of everything. So there's only one Back to the Future time machine. There's only one person that's the Akira bike. Maybe because they're unique items, but like there should still be entire like fanboy armies of everyone who owns these things.
Well,
And
there were a
also,
bunch of Master Chiefs, and everybody had the
were
battle rifle.
were they all Master Chiefs or were they all?
Well, they're
those
Colonial
soldiers?
Marines.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
And I think sometimes when they were in the world, it's still supposed to be like a real-time world. It still
Yeah.
felt very deliberately painted and too perfect. Like, it wasn't herky-jerky like you're inside a game. It was too fluid, like an animated movie. So it didn't, a lot of times it took me out. It didn't feel like they were in a real-time virtual world, that it was, that you were watching an animated movie instead of a virtual world.
There was
And,
no lag. I find
there
that
was
to be
no
highly
lag, there was,
unbelievable.
like, it was just too painted.
Yeah, too like seamless with that.
Yeah, and the last thing is, major ending spoiler is,
Major
Okay,
ending
I
spoiler.
think we're
Major
about to
ending
have
spoiler.
the same massive complaint
okay,
about how it ended.
Should I not listen if you guys are?
nah, it's fine.
Well,
Is it fine?
It's fine.
it's not a huge
You might know. You'll
spoiler because you kind of know.
I don't know anything about the movie.
That's okay.
Well, you know
Okay.
what's like
You're
the
gonna
hero
know.
is going to
Fuck
win,
it.
so
You're
you
fine.
know
You're
the
gonna
hero's
know
going to
this.
win. So that's not a spoiler.
Go for it. Just go.
Okay,
Go. Give it
so,
to me.
To get the last key, you have
Give
to
it to
play an Atari 2600 game. Now, throughout the movie, they're explaining you have to find the Easter egg. I left an Easter egg in the game. You have to find the Easter egg. So it comes down to the last key to find the Easter egg is in a 2600 game, but they don't know which one. If you kind of know gaming lore, you know that the first Easter egg is in a certain 2600 game. And you have to play that game to find the Easter egg. When I was reading the book, I was thinking of this. Oh, like even when they call it an Easter egg at first, it popped in my head. Oh, Adventure. Yeah, should I say it? Adventure was known to be the first game to have an Easter egg in it. But throughout years and years and years, all these 80s pop cultures experts are pouring through video game history, trying to discover where the heck it would be. And like, if I can think of it right off the
Figure it
top of
out.
my head, like it shouldn't have been this huge mystery.
I'm
But
surprised they
I
didn't do
have a
anything
totally
with,
different complaint.
okay,
I'm surprised. Hold on. I'm surprised they didn't do anything with E.T. because of Spielberg.
well,
and
I think
Yeah, I thought that same
Well,
thing. I was like, they
Spielberg
has to.
said-
It was on the board, maybe, but
yeah.
Spielberg said he did not want to self-reference anything except the time machine, and that one little clip of the Zemeckis cube with the score from Back to the Future. He did not want to reference anything else because he felt it was like self-serving or whatever. But
stupid.
Steven
Like he was a
Spielberg is
huge
such a
part of
huge
80s
part
and
of the
90s culture.
It was like this noticeable gap that the Goonies weren't referenced, and and E.T. and all this stuff. Like it, I think he should.
Yeah.
Especially with E.T. being a legendary 2600 game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like one of the most well-known, buried in a desert. They made a goddamn documentary about it.
Mm-hmm.
And gamer they would be like, oh yeah, I think I heard something about that. Like I think that's enough that it could pick up on like casuals too.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest gaming lore stories.
Yeah,
but can I tell you what my huge complaint? Okay, so he meets Halliday, and Halliday does the thing with the contract, and he's like, "Wait, I'm not going to make the same mistake," and so he doesn't sign the contract. Then everything goes through, and then 5 minutes later, he signs a contract with fucking Scotty.
Yeah, that
Shaun
was
of the
kind of
Dead.
weird.
That as soon as I was like, "What the fuck?" They just made this whole big deal that he wasn't signing the contract, and now he's fucking signing it. I thought he was going to be like, "Everybody owns the Oasis.
Right,
it doesn't belong to anyone. I'm not signing dick."
Yeah,
but no,
like, you know what? The five of us, right here. We own
the high five.
Stars.
That bothered the shit out of me. Like, that really, like, I was just like, "Fuck!" Like everything was so good until that, and then that's how it ends, and I was like, "Fuck!"
That whole ending scene where the back door to the truck kept opening, and someone else was there every time it opened. Yeah. Then finally, the last time it opened, all the people are standing out there and cheering for him. Like that scene was weak.
Well, there was a lot of stilted. Like the love story was a little stilted, and but it's a fun movie. Like it's like Star Wars.
Yeah,
like Star Wars isn't a masterpiece of high cinema. It's just really fucking fun, and I fucking love it.
Exactly.
Fucking. This was the same type of deal.
Movies.
I didn't go in being like, ooh, fucking, it's Citizen Kane, which I picked out because they make a lot of Citizen Kane references.
I don't know why people feel like they have to be like fucking moved in a way that they've never been moved before. I just want fucking. A lot of movies aren't even fun anymore. I want to fucking, especially if I go to the movie theater, dude.
Like I can go watch Raging Bull or fucking whatever anytime I want. Like there's places for different. Like not everything has to be like, oh, fine cinema.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even Steven Spielberg can have a little fun. It's okay.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg is besides fucking. No, he has made fine cinema, but Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan. It's mostly just fun movies.
Too. The Post something.
Oh yeah, The Post. No, wait, did he do The Post?
No, that's something else. When it just came out. That's supposed to be really good, but it's not geeky enough for us to even know what the fuck the name of it is. But that was supposed to be great. Also done a lot of stinkers. That's like gangbusters, but
fuck that shit.